What's that for, Jordan?
That's for not putting us in the power rankings. Number 4.
Welcome to WSN's 3A preview on The Zone, presented by Ranch & Home. I'm your host, Manny Melito. Alongside me is our head football analyst, Jerry Mercado. And Jerry, this time last year, this same 3A preview show, you had a prediction saying that one of the teams was going to make it to the state playoff game, the state championship game, and you were correct. Do you have any of those predictions today, maybe?
Sure. I got a couple.
You got a couple? Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves real quick. You know, we still have a lot to talk about. All these previews, we have your power rankings, which might talk about some of those teams that could make it deep in the playoffs. Plus, we have 5 through 1. That's right, the top 5 on our top 40 player rankings in the Big 9. All that to come on this show. Let's get into those previews. Where are we going to go first?
We're going to go and get the Hanford Falcons. Last year, Hanford was really hit hard when Aaron Neary suffered an injury at the beginning of the year. It seemed like the Falcons would never get back on track after that. Neary ended up signing with Eastern Washington to play at the college level. Hanford finished 2-8 and 1-6 in conference play. They finished last in offensive production and second to last on defense. This year, they have a lot of question marks on offense. We had a chance to catch up with Coach Oram about this upcoming year.
We feel that we've gained some experience. Kids are a little bit older, and we like how we match up physically. We just have to tighten the screws on some execution, and I think we're going to be pretty good. We're really excited about the running back position. We have 3 really good athletes back there. We have Jalen Devine. Then backing him up, we'll have Isaac Bernard, we'll have a couple of sophomores. Isaac Bernard, he's a 200-pound tailback, and he's probably our fastest kid on our team. And then behind him is Will Bishop. And then probably the other position we feel best about is defensive line, where we have a number of returning players. We have Tyler Sanchez at D-end. We also have Xavier Johnson and Cody Kowalski at defensive tackle. Those guys are very talented, experienced players. And we have a new addition, Zach Gaston. And then we have some depth. We'll have Joe Douglas and Darrell Kinsey backing up the D tackles. And then at D-end, we'll have Casey Enderlin and Jim Ramsey. And Jim Ramsey had a fantastic spring.
All right, Jerry, those Hanford Falcons looking pretty good, but the Pasco Bulldogs, are they going into this season hungry?
Let's have a look. We have been told that Zach Whitby will not be playing for Pasco this year. This is a huge blow for this offense. Last year, before they brought Whitby up to varsity, this offense struggled to find an identity. Once they brought Whitby up, the offense looked completely different. Pasco finished 2-8 overall and 2-5 in conference. Pasco will be looking to improve on a defense that finished last in the 3A division last year. One of the bright spots for Pasco is Lonnie Hurley, an athletic playmaker. He will try to fill the shoes of Brandon Search. Pasco will be tested early in their first 2 games as they go against Richland and then Chiawana in the Gravel Pit Showdown.
Yeah, you know, I'm really excited to see some of those Pasco kids step up this year and make some plays.
Yeah, as you can see, Manny, a lot of question marks there.
Yeah, hey, when we come back, we're going to find out if the Rams are going to be climbing their way up on top of the mountain that is the CBBN, and the Grizzlies of Sunnyside coming out of hibernation, ready to run their way into a league title. Plus, you know, we got the McGill family. They're ready to do some good things up there in the Wildcat country. So stay tuned to WSN's The Zone, presented by Ranch & Home. Welcome back to WSN's The Zone, presented by Ranch & Home. Manny Melito, Jerry Mercado. We are breaking down the CBBN 3A division. We've got 6 teams left. Where are we going next, Jerry?
Manny, we're going to the Valley. Believe it or not, there is a third team in Yakima. Let's catch up with the Rams. Coach John Beck was brought in last year to try to revitalize a program that hasn't won much as of late. Coach Beck's knowledge of the running game immediately shined as the Rams finished with the third-ranked rushing attack in the 3A division. They also own the league's top rusher in Garrick Andrews. This year, West Valley will be trying to find a new workhorse. They will get help on the line from players like Alex Dunn and Aaron Dunleavy. West Valley has a favorable schedule to start the year. Their biggest test in that stretch will be Week 2, where they will face Ike at home. West Valley is trying to prove that there are more than just two good football teams in Yakima.
Okay, now I understand though that the Monterey is ready to sting in Sunnyside. Talk about the Grizzlies.
Stephen Monterey was one of the more pleasant surprises last year. As a running back for Sunnyside, he just missed the 1,000-yard mark and showed his versatility of catching the ball out of the backfield. He led the league in all-purpose yards and was selected unanimously as first-team running back All-CBBN for the 3A division. He is currently ranked 32nd on WSN Top 40. You can bet that if Israel Manzo decides to play this year, Sunnyside will have one of the more dangerous duos in the backfield. Sunnyside finished in the middle of the pack for both offensive and defensive production. Sunnyside's biggest test will come in Week 2 when they host the Davis Pirates. This matchup has been a must-see over the past couple of years.
It'd be huge to see Manzo back in the red and black there, but let's move on to a family affair. Lucas McGill trying to help get his dad's title back from last year, Coach of the Year. He was co-coach of the year with Bigland. Let's talk about the Wildcats.
Eastmont wasn't on anyone's radar last year. Well, all but ours, of course. We had them in our top 3 power rankings to begin the year. Coach McGill shared Coach of the Year honors and had a team that rolled up their sleeves every Friday and grinded it out in a lot of tough ball games. Senior quarterback Lucas McGill is one of the better signal callers in the 3A division. He is currently ranked 36 on WSN Top 40. Eastmont led the 3A division in rushing last year by using a host of runners. To me, that signals a very physical and stout offensive line. Burley Walker will also be back for an Eastmont defense that finished second in production behind Kamaikan last year. He is a run-stuffing stud that currently ranks 17 on WSN Top 40. Eastmont also returns very good DB in Trey Thomas. Eastmont will be tested in their first 3 weeks as they take on Davis at home, Wenatchee, and Kennewick on the road. So another surprise team from last year, getting a little younger, Manny. Let's see how they do.
All right, so we have all that done. Now we have 3 more teams left again. So I'm assuming just like last week, everybody, we're going to come back and see Jerry's power rankings. Am I correct?
That's right.
All right, so we have 3 teams, and I think they're all from one city.
K3.
We'll find out when we come back on WSN's The Zone, presented by Ranch and Home. WSN's The Zone. Jerry, you're set to give your power rankings. Now, for those who haven't seen our show, talk about what these power rankings are all about and why you're picking these teams.
Well, basically, you know, just like you did in baseball, now it's football. What I'm going to do is I'm going to judge you and put you in your proper place. So if you're number 3, that means there's 2 teams that are better than you. But basically what it is the number 1 team is the best team in that division for the Columbia Basin Big 9, so that's how we do it.
And for that week, we adjust these things every single week. Jerry puts a lot of thought into these, and it's a big deal. I mean, a lot of these power rankings have been right. So let's jump into those, starting with number 3.
Manny, you've heard of Stockton to Malone. Well, now get ready for Mendenhall to Richards. Matt Mendenhall is the best quarterback in the 3A division. He is a top 10 nominee in WSN Top 40. Last year, he put up more passing yards than any other quarterback in the 3A division. He will have a very viable target in Joshua Richards, who is currently ranked 24 on WSN Top 40. Chris Howder is the Suns' primary running back. He is on the Top 40 as well. Howder scored 8 touchdowns last year and is only looking to get better. Southridge will be tested their very first game against Wenatchee on the road. This is a WSN Game of the Week. We had a chance to catch up with some players about this upcoming year.
Last year team, I felt like we didn't have a lot of chemistry, but this year I feel like we're a lot more put together. This is our second year with our new coaches. We did good up at Eastern, so I feel confident coming into the season.
No, I feel great. I feel great about our team too. I think we have a solid team, more improved line, and got some playmakers.
Matt's a stud. That's pretty much what I could say about him. He's got the brains and he's got the bronze, you know what I mean? He can throw the ball and he knows where to throw it. He has good vision, and he's always complimenting the line, keeping the line up. And that's important, I think.
I feel like this year we're younger. I think we have more skill, and I think our line's gonna do better. I mean, we have younger guys, but they're good, in my opinion, so I'm excited.
How do you replace 30 touchdowns, Manny? Because that's what Kennewick will be trying to do this year with Drew Loftus drinking pina coladas in Hawaii for the Warriors. He will be replaced by Bryce Levitt and maybe the best core of young skills players in the CBBN. Devin Ramos, Bodie Simpson, Grant Woods, Reggie Clinton are all ranked on WSN Top 40, and Sean Smith is one of the best pass rushers in the league. Coach Templeton has also added a Hall of Famer, Craig Beverlin, to the coaching staff. This will help Bryce Levitt in the transition into the quarterback position. Kennewick goes on the road to Oregon their first 2 weeks. They then face Eastmont and Kamiakin, both at Lamson Stadium. These will be a couple of key games for Kennewick as they lost to these two teams last year.
I feel like Grant Woods and Devin Ramos, both carrying the ball, are going to do a good job. We have quite a few seniors on the offensive line. We have some receivers back who are hopefully going to make some good plays for us this year.
Me, I'm not really too worried about stats. I just want to win. So whatever that takes to win, because our goal as a team is to win league, and whatever I can do to make that happen.
Goals for me is just help my team win, get to the playoffs, and make a state run. That's pretty much my goal for the season. And we think we can go far, and we're all setting the bar pretty high to go get something done.
So it's good to see the orange and black at number 2. Wow, 2 Kennewick schools in that top 3. We already talked about it, though. That only leaves 1 school left, and I believe they were number 1 in your power rankings last year.
That's right.
Who's that, Jerry?
It is the Kamiakin Braves. After the heartbreaking loss to Bellevue last year, the Kamiakin Braves come back reloaded. Coach Biglin will be trying to once again find time to juggle game planning and decorating his Christmas tree with his family. After all, the goal is to play in December. First-year quarterback Jason Hutchinson will have some big shoes to fill, but with the guidance of Biglin, look for Jason to shine. Gone are a host of talented receivers that help carry this team to a state title game. This year's receivers are about as well known as the third member of Destiny's Child, but by the end of the first game, you'll definitely be saying their name. Brandon Larson, Tyler Merkel, and Jesse Hauser are all viable targets for Hutchinson. Zach Yumamoto is a stud on both sides of the football. He is a top 10 player nominee for WSN Top 40. Last year, he was not only an all-state linebacker, but he also had a 7.0 average per carry to go along with 6 touchdowns on limited carries. This year, he'll be the primary running back for Kamiakin. On defense, Braves are also stacked to go along with Yumamoto. Drew Ord is also an all-state linebacker, and James Swinyard might be the best safety in the CBBN. Both are on WSN Top 40 lists to go along with Joe Hunt. Hunt is a little dinged up, but when healthy is the best pass rusher in the CBBN. Sean Clausen and TJ Tolliver will lead an offensive line that is sure to turn some heads this year. They are both ranked in the WSN Top 40. As you can see, Kamiakin is stacked and may be in for another long run this year.
We've grown up. Everybody's grown up. Our seniors now they're hungry to get back there. They keep talking about getting back and playing Bellevue again. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, but that's where their mindset's at, and they want to get back and play and prove ourselves that, we are one of the elite programs in the state. Hopefully we can get back there and do it.
We got people to step up and fill in, and kids that have just been chomping at the bit to get in, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be maybe even better defense.
All right, so we got number 3 Southridge, number 2 Kennewick, and for the second year in a row,